My name is Paige McClean, and I will be reading an excerpt from Crossing a River Without a Horse. We call it to the horses and listen for movement, a response, anything. Pajarito, pajarito! The leader of the renegade duo is the one named after a little bird. A fitting name for a horse that seems to cherish his freedom and fly away just as we think we are hot on his trail. There's no whinny, no breaking of branches, nothing. Next, Nati tries whistling. She puts her fingers to her lips, but the whistle gets carried away by the wind. One is capable of losing knowledge, she says. Since Nati isn't a full-time campesina, she doesn't have to practice these skills that frequently. Like the trails we look for to guide our way, some of her know-how has been overtaken by other talents. What may be a useful plant in one context may be a weed in another. Instead of retracing our steps at the fence, we decide to follow it downhill to cover more ground. It is a route that takes us even farther away from home. The fence continues all the way down to the shore. Nati thinks we shouldn't lose too much elevation, so we try to skirt around at the same contour. As we round a corner into a steep meadow, the wind is gusting hard. My hat falls off and I walk a few steps downhill to retrieve it. The wind nearly knocks me down. Nati reprimands me for my poor judgment. What are you doing? Here, if anything falls, you have to be prepared to leave it. You don't want to die for a hat. I vow to follow closely in her footsteps from now on. Nati and I slowly pick our way through large thickets and rock gardens, trying to find signs of a trail or something that might take us home. At one point, our route ends in a sheer drop-off. Since we can't move forward, we simply have to climb uphill on an exposed face. Like crossing the river, I'm once again acutely focused on every step, every handhold, testing everything to see if it moves. Nati tells me she feels dizzy and sits down precariously on a rock outcrop wedged between some grasses. We are barely holding on to the side of the mountain when Nati confesses to me that she has vertigo. Don't look down at the lake, she says. It makes me think of falling. On our first attempt to find the horses several days ago, we scrambled up a little cliff and Nati hesitated. She told me that she was afraid of heights. That climb was about 8 feet. Here, out of the corner of my eye, I catch the dazzling blue of Lake O'Higgins hundreds of feet below us. Despite the distance, it wouldn't take long to fall. We should always look up and see where we want to go, not where we don't want to go, she says. I joke that we are like her goats. While we haven't seen them today, they are here in spirit, trying to help us explore a new part of the terrain. Nati smiles and seems to regain her composure. We carefully begin to climb again.